In this video, I will share 5 really expensive mistakes you can make as a dropshipper. I will explain how I made all of these mistakes myself and was able to learn from them and grow my dropshipping business to over 5 million euros in revenue. I will also explain how you can avoid these mistakes so you won't lose all your hair making them yourself, because they can really destroy your business. I've personally lost more than 6 figures making some of these mistakes, so please take notes. First big mistake we made was using AliExpress to fulfill our products. AliExpress is what most people use in the beginning as their supplier, but that is a very bad idea. Back in 2019, we found our first winner, which was this dog harness. After burning through almost all of our starting capital, our bank account was finally starting to grow. We watched videos on YouTube telling us to use AliExpress to fulfill our orders, so that's what we did. First it was all going smoothly, but then COVID hit, and that's when things started to get crazy. We always paid extra for the fastest shipping option to Europe, but since the cost rose so much because of COVID, the AliExpress seller decided to secretly ship all of our orders using the cheapest and slowest Chinese shipping method. Just as we were scaling, we received hundreds of customer complaints telling us they didn't receive their product after waiting more than 30 days. My girlfriend and I then had to refund more than 15k euros, which was almost all of our profit at the time. And as a result, we had to start back from zero. So guys, please avoid using AliExpress at all costs. You can find a private supplier very easily just by googling the word dropshipping agent or China dropship supplier. And I recommend you test out a few suppliers by letting different suppliers fulfill different products you're scaling on your store. And then you can compare the shipping times and the prices. But the most important factor in finding a good supplier to work with long term is how well they can communicate with you. If they don't respond fast or they're not willing to answer specific questions, then that's a huge red flag and you should never work with them. So make sure you find a supplier who has good pricing and who will communicate well with you. Mistake number 2 is a mistake every single dropshipper will make in the beginning, and that is spending too much time on the details. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you know that I don't like to spend much time on the looks of my store or on finding the perfect winning product. This is because after 2 years, I've learned that that is just an absolute waste of time. The number 1 key in dropshipping is testing a lot of products fast. This means you cannot waste time on finding the perfect product or creating the perfect store and product page, because those aren't the things that matter the most. What matters the most is the amount of products that you test, and if you find something that works, then you can spend more time on creating the perfect product page and sourcing the best quality version of that product. We found success in dropshipping after struggling for 5 months, and the main reason was that we couldn't test enough products, because we would spend days making the perfect product page for a single product, making sure everything was perfect before we launched our ads. That's a big no-no, so please make sure you test as fast and as much as you can before wasting time on the details. Third mistake is the most dangerous one and could destroy your business very quickly if you're not careful. It is scaling without having a proper back end. We have made this mistake twice and almost got completely twice because of it. The first time was last year when we found this crazy winning product with a ROAS of 10 on the first day. It was this peel-off mask. We knew we could scale it massively, and that's what we did. After 1 week, we were hitting 30k revenue days with 40% profit margins. I was already looking at buying the new Lamborghini yacht. But then one day, after a few weeks of scaling this product, we received 200 customer complaints in just a few hours. Apparently, our supplier had shipped out the wrong product to about 5,000 customers, which was around 150,000 euros in revenue and another 30,000 euros in product costs we had already paid for. Worst case scenario, we were sitting at a potential loss of 180,000 euros, which would have completely destroyed our business at the time. First, we started panicking for about 10 minutes, but then we calmed down and looked for solutions. We spoke with our supplier and they told us they could reship each order for about $2, since they could refund the product cost, but they couldn't refund the shipping cost because everything was already shipped. The cost of resending all of those products only ended up being 10,000 euros, which was a huge relief because that was the amount of profit we were doing back then on a daily basis. The biggest lesson here is to first of all find a good supplier and also communicate with them extremely frequently. You have to ask for pictures of your winning products. Ask if there is still enough stock if you're scaling something. Just never stop asking them questions when things are going good. And if things go bad, do not panic. Just communicate with your supplier that there is a problem and you'll most likely end up finding a solution together. Obviously, this can be a very expensive mistake, so if you want to use my supplier or learn about the systems I've put in place to avoid these mistakes, you can book a 1-hour consulting call with me using the link in the description below. Mistake number 4 is another very popular one, and that is to wait too long before hiring your team. In the beginning, you have to learn every single thing there is to know about dropshipping. Then after a while, you get the hang of it and you're sitting at a comfortable spot where you're testing X amount of products per day and you're getting good returns. You just became your own employee, however, and that's a very dangerous spot to be in. I spent a whole year doing everything myself and earning good money while doing it. The problem when doing this, however, is first of all, you're never gonna grow out of that little spot, so your income is capped. And second of all, your entire income is completely dependent on the amount of time you put in your work. If you stop testing products, your income stops. If you find yourself sitting at that spot right now, write instructions on how you create product pages on Shopify and hire a VA from the Philippines to take that task over from you. This is essential if you want to grow your business. You're not an operator, you're an executor. And this means you can never forget the big picture. Start hiring as soon as you feel you're an expert at a certain area in your business. Just write a solid SOP, post a job offer on onlinejobs.ph, do around 15 interviews and hire the best one. And then keep continuing this cycle. The fifth and the last mistake is a huge one, and that is to not spend money on coaching and courses. In the beginning, my girlfriend and I had a budget of around 2,000 euros. We spent almost all of our budget around on Facebook ads and doing what other YouTube videos told us to do. The danger about doing everything based off of free YouTube videos is that you will often combine different strategies from different people and you'll never find success in that way. The moment we found our biggest success and started doing good numbers consistently was when we started learning from other people's mistakes through one-on-one coachings. I remember we paid about 1,000 euros at the time to a guy who was very successful in dropshipping, who was running in the exact same markets as we were. We learned from all his costly mistakes and started following his exact strategy without combining other people's strategies. After testing only 2 products with his strategy, we found an absolute winner, which was this 3D massager. Feel free to test it out right now. I'm sure for some of you guys it will still work. Buying coaching and courses is the easiest shortcut to success, and I can only recommend it. Until this day, we've probably spent around 40 to 50k euros on coaching and courses. Anytime we feel stuck in the business, we buy a coach or we buy a new one-on-one mentorship, and we always start seeing better results after that. So guys, these were the 5 expensive mistakes I've made myself, and you should avoid at all costs. I really hope you can learn from them. And if you're just starting out with dropshipping or you feel stuck at the same level, feel free to check out my Calendly link below and book a call with me, and we'll get you to 100k in revenue per month in no time. Peace!